So, you've unlocked Varus Island and want to know everything there is to know about the Forge, the in-game activity that can pump out some of the best gear in the game. Getting to the Forge itself is already a challenge, and using the Forge requires a lot of forward planning and time efficiency, which I'll break down in this guide for you. If this guide helps you out, then, as always, leaving a like and comment in the video helps me out a ton, and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. With that out of the way, let's start with the basics. Firstly, let's make sure you know how to actually get to the Forge. The way there is dangerous, and you'll have to fend off both a lot of armored creatures as well as other prospectors, so knowing the way there and not spending extra time being unsure as to where you're going is paramount. There are a lot of ways to get to the Forge itself, but generally the more popular route is via the Korolev Core outpost. Look for the broken-in wall on the north side of the outpost and make your way into the Storm Pillar. On the bottom layer, you will see another broken-in cave entrance, and simply keep going down until you reach the pit, the room with all the orange glowing crystals. There are a few different routes to take from this point, which I will show on screen now. All routes will take you to the pipes regardless, and simply follow the pipes themselves until you arrive at the Forge. It's important here to take it slow and clear as many corners as you can whilst not trying to sprint everywhere you go. There are a lot of places you can get ambushed here, so bear that in mind. Once you reach the Forge, you may wonder why you can't yet interact with it. This is because the Forge only becomes active during a storm cycle, and when it becomes active, it can be accessed via the central component. As you can see, the interface of the Forge is a simple one. The top row here is where you'll be inputting your gear and or materials, the button in the middle begins the forging process, and once the process is done, you can retrieve your items in the output row on the bottom. Now that you know the way there, let's talk about the materials you'll need to begin forging. The first thing you'll need is ferrous iron, which is located in nodes all across and within the map, as well as inside industrial crates, and you can get either the regular iron or pure iron. You will need at least 9 of either iron, alongside 3 teratomorphic crystals, which are gained from mining the orange glowing plants from the levels below the Storm Pillar, to craft 3 ingots of the next tier. For example, 9 regular ferrous iron and 3 crystals will give you 3 ingots of epic variety. Doing the same with 9 pure ferrous iron and 3 crystals, alongside 3 letium clots, will give you 3 exotic charged ingots. Note that there is a small chance that one of the 3 ingots you craft will upgrade to the next tier, which is currently the only direct way to get legendary supercharged ingots. Otherwise, you have a small chance of finding ingots of all tiers in industrial crates, the circular vents located below the map, and locked rooms on the map itself. Consider bringing in an additional ingot, just in case one of them upgrades to the next tier so you can continue forging. In order to create forged gear, you will need 3 ingots of the same rarity as the gear piece you're upgrading. For example, you will need 3 epic tier ingots for epic tier armor, 3 exotic charged ingots for exotic armor, and so on. Forged armor has more durability than regular armor, and forged bags as of exotic tier give you more weight. But before you decide to blow all your ingots straight away, let's talk about forged perks. Once you've created your ingots, you can then add extra materials to your armor with said ingots to gain perks. These perks can range from something as mild as less damage from creatures, all the way up to using your stims quicker and having more health. There are a wide range of perks and materials required for them, and you can refer to the Cycle Frontier wiki to find which materials can be used, the perks they can give, and so on. I will leave a link to the Forge section on the Cycle Frontier wiki in the video description. Once you've decided on what perks you want, you will need to be as efficient as you can during the duration of the storm to maximize your total output. The storm lasts for 4 minutes and 40 seconds, and each activity in the Forge takes a certain amount of time to process. For example, crafting ingots of any tier takes 30 seconds, whilst perking gear varies depending on the tier of gear. 45 seconds for epic, 1 minute for exotic, and 1 minute 30 for legendary. Bringing in the ingots ahead of time will help you out, so do some maths and figure out what you can get done during the storm duration along with your teammates if you have them. Whilst there are a wide range of perks out there to fit in with what activities you do in game, my personal preferences for a loadout is reduced total weight and reduced weight of ammo/consumables on my bags, faster stim use and health restoration per second on my helmets, and increased health and extra med healing on my armor. You may find that other perks suit your playstyles or intentions more, but these are just my general go-to perk sets. Additionally, when you create forged gear, there are small chances you will gain Abyss alloys, or Progenitor Slags. The Slags sell for a little over 50k and are otherwise required for both endgame quarters upgrades as well as Badam's task line, of which you'll need 10 of them, and Abyss alloys, whilst also used for endgame quarters upgrades, are primarily used in the Forge to grant you a random piece of either exotic or legendary gear with random perks. Abyss alloys will take 1 minute in the Forge to process an exotic item, and 1 minute 30 if it's a legendary one. Now that you've done a bunch of forging and you're ready to leave, let's talk about ways you can exit the Forge relatively safely. You can leave the same ways you used to get to the Forge itself, but there are a few more alternatives you can utilize. Once you leave the Forge and reach the pipes again, follow the pipes all the way to the end instead of turning off to the left or right. Once you come out of the pipes at the end, stick to the left hand side and follow the route out until you reach the end. You can jump down onto the platform below and follow the trail to go up back into the pit. Upon doing so, you can then use the small path carved into the wall to your left to climb out of the pit and make your way to the surface. If this isn't an option, you can also use the waterfall path. Climb up onto the path where the waterfall is coming down from and keep mantling up until you reach the cave system circling around the descent. Lastly, if you've progressed enough into the Progenitor device questline, you can craft the Progenitor corridor key, which unlocks the big doors within the Forge area. There are 3 doors to unlock, hence why the key has 3 charges. And you can craft this key for a very reasonable 10 ferrous iron and 20 Progenitor composite, both of which are very commonly found on the map. This corridor offers you a far safer and more direct route straight back into the pit, and if you remember to close the doors behind you after moving through them, enemy prospectors cannot pursue you unless they have a key themselves. And that's all you need to know about the Forge. What's left for you now is fine-tuning your timing when you're crafting during the storm, staying vigilant for sneaky players as you navigate to and from the Forge, and getting just a little lucky in getting the perks you want. That's it for now though guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, stay safe, happy forging, and peace.